What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Big Boi's upcoming album Boomiverse is coming real soon, it seems. Last night in New York, he had a listening session for a select number of media personnel, and one of them happens to be a good friend of mine, Jason Rodriguez. Jason is someone who's been around for many years. He's worked at XXL, Revolt, he's currently at Vivo, and he has so many other writing credits like everywhere. He's someone that if you follow a lot of hip hop journalism throughout the years, you've probably read something that he's written. Anyways, he was one of the people that attended last night's listening session, and he provided us on Twitter with a bunch of new updates, some exciting news about guest features, and so I'm here to kind of unravel that information and talk about it, share my own thoughts about it. So, getting into it, the first tweet was about how he previewed his album at Electric Lady Sound in New York City. He says that there are 12 songs on Boomiverse, and that's a really good amount. I think Big Boi is someone who doesn't oversaturate, so it'll be good. But here's the interesting part that we didn't know about. Apparently, there's going to be 2 albums. Now, Jason isn't sure if we're going to get 2 albums at the same time, or if we're getting the second album at a later date. But it sounds like Big Boi is connecting these 2 albums together, so they're kind of like fit, like one plays off the other. Some kind of concept that brings them together. I think it's in Big Boi's best interest to just drop one album and then sit on the other for a while. I don't know how long, maybe a few months, maybe, I don't know. But I don't look at it like dropping 2 albums at one time is going to do a lot more for Big Boi than if he were to spread out the 2 albums. You got to think about it, this generation has shorter attention spans, and they just don't listen to music like that. They listen to the music a couple times and then it's next week and they're on to the next release. Obviously the hardcore fans are going to eat it up, but I look at it like you don't want to oversaturate. And when one album has 12 tracks, you can kind of speculate that this other album will have around the same amount, maybe give or take 1 or 2 songs. So I think in Big Boi's best interest, just, spread it out. But we'll see what the plan is with that. It just seems like at this point there's only one album dropping first, because he would have said if there was 2 gonna come out. But I do feel like with all the time that has passed between Big Boi's last album to now, that he does have enough material for a second album. On the guest feature side, we have a couple names that we knew were going to be on the album. Killer Mike is obviously on the first single, so is Jeezy. But aside from that, Killer Mike has a second guest feature on a track called Made Man. And it features none other than Kurupt. Now, I love the idea of like this random collaboration coming together. Obviously, Big Boi and Killer Mike, they always sound good together, and they're going to continue to keep working for years to come. What I'm wondering is like how Big Boi thought to put Kurupt on this song. Like, I want to hear this song and like, is this like a beat that I'm going to hear Kurupt really going in on? According to Jason, he said that Big Boi and Mike, quote unquote, rip shit. But he makes no reference to Kurupt. Obviously, listening sessions are hard to sort of grasp everything that's being said on a record. So I'm hoping that Kurupt does kill it, because I like Kurupt as an MC a lot. He's really, really good. He's a legend and all of that. The other guest feature, one of which that we knew about, is Gucci Mane. Gucci kind of spoiled it back in, I want to say it was September. He had that whole fuss. He was like, I just did a record for Outkast on Snapchat, and it turns out it was just for Big Boi's upcoming album. It's not actually like an Outkast reunion type of thing. The other guest on that song would be Travi Scott. I like to think that Big Boi knows what he's doing when it comes to working with different people, and so I expect him to bring Gucci and Travis into his world. And it sounds like that's going to be the case, because the other cool thing and the last thing that Jason revealed is that Organized Noize, co-produced the entire album. I like that because Organized Noize, they're legends. They attributed to so many different classic songs back in the day, you know, and sporadically throughout the 2000s. So I'm glad to see that Big Boi brought them in and had them really hands-on with this album. If you haven't seen The Art of Organized Noize, I would recommend going and checking that out. I believe it's still on Netflix. Great documentary. So I'm excited for the album. There's one other thing that Jason said, that Big Boi said. He says, quote, Big Boi said it's a big boom theory, aka Big Bang, a reset. It sounds like vintage Dungeon Family vibes, but modern. So I like that. I like that. I like any rapper that can take something that they've done in the past and make it have that vintage feel, but also make it like modern. I think that's something like Snoop Dogg's gonna do with this upcoming album, Never Left. And it's clear that Big Boi is going to do that as well. I would expect a release date to come real soon. I think in the next month we'll have the release date. And that's not saying the album will be out within a month. I'm saying that we'll get that release date and then the album might be out, you know, sometime this summer. I think summer is a good projection. Big Boi released the 2 singles, and I'm sure he wants those to kind of, you know, bubble up and hopefully hit the charts and just get people more amped up and excited for this upcoming album, Boomiverse. So that's all the information that we have for today. When more information comes out, I'll definitely do a video. We'll definitely talk about it. Much love to Jason Rodriguez, who was able to share these tweets and allow me to make this video and share my thoughts. On all the information that we talked about in this video, let me know what you are most anticipating out of this album. Is it Organized Noize production? Is it the guest features? Are you excited for the chance of Big Boi doing 2 albums in the same year, or kind of back to back, or whatever the plan is with that? Talk to me in the comments section below, and then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video, follow me on Twitter at Sermons Domain, and as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching, and until next time, peace.